Come on in, good people. Come on in. Come on in, good people. I'll be muting so I don't cough on y'all, man. Woo! Testing 1, 2. When my wife gets in here, she'll let me know if my audio is good. If you hear me, let me know if my audio is good. Come on in, church. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all come on in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let me know if y'all can hear me as y'all enter the building. Sorry for coughing, guys. Come on in the building, cheering. Come on in the building, cheering. I want to make sure it looks right too. Let me know. Somebody let me know if it looks right. In just a second, I'm I don't got no agenda or no message or nothing for today. But I do want to say that witnessing Spencer Taylor's homegoing was super dope. Super de duper de duper de dope. Seeing the groups, seeing shout out to the quartet preachers. Shout out to the quartet preachers. Shout out to everybody. I don't want to miss nobody. I don't want to miss nobody, and I don't want to leave nobody out. So shout out to everybody that was a part of the homegoing celebration. Prayers up to the Taylor family, the QCs, close friends, all relatives. The quartet community experienced a huge loss. The legendary Spencer Taylor and the Highway QCs. It's crazy. It's crazy. Times are changing, times are shifting. But seeing everybody in one place like that, 1 second, guys. I've been told to clean my camera. 1 second. Hold on, let me see what I can y'all give me 1 second. I'm still here, guys, I promise. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Is that better, sweetheart? Let me know if that's better, sweetheart. It do look better. If it's better, I'm gonna start over. Let me know if it's better. Y'all, my wife is a videographer, so she automatically notices the details. She talking about yes, thank you. So yeah, again, I say, it was amazing witnessing the homegoing of Spencer Taylor, the great Spencer Taylor. Like seeing different groups together, like united, was refreshing to see, and it made me like smile super hard. So shout out to everybody who was involved in making that homegoing a success. Shout out to the Taylor family, all of the other families connected to Spencer. Shout out to his group. Huge loss. Huge loss. Let me move this cord, y'all. Super huge loss. Legendary. Super legendary. And the reason why I wanted to come on is because I'm sure there are some people who watched the funeral and may have had the same observation that I had. And I just wanted to come up here and talk about it. Like, and I've been to a few funerals in the last like maybe a couple months at my church, and I've heard this kind of theme that I want to like kind of pose to the quartet community. I heard a guy say at a funeral I attended that it shouldn't just take these type of occasions for us to come together. And in his context, he was talking about like family. Like we shouldn't just come together like this when we are when it's a homegoing celebration. And that thought came to my mind today watching Spencer's homegoing. What up, boy? Man, what up? That thought came to my mind today watching Spencer's homegoing because it was super dope to see everybody. And those who follow me know that it's been a while, but I posted a status talking about I've posted a couple of Tina, what's up? I posted a status talking about collaboration is greater than competition. And then I also wrote another status saying that, hey man, quartet groups are on the same shows most of the time. Certain groups are always on the same card. So like, what if artists collaborated on songs and then create that collaborative experience when they are on shows together? And watching Spencer's homegoing today, T-Ray, the great, watching Spencer's funeral today, brought that back to my mind to just like see all of the different groups like in one place, serving. Like you could tell that there was a different energy and a different vibe in what they were doing. So in my mind, I'm like, imagine that type of energy in a context of a concert. Imagine if that was the vibe even if it wasn't a funeral. Imagine the response from viewers and fans if the energy and spirit behind how everybody served today at Spencer's funeral. Imagine if that was the energy and vibe of a concert. Imagine if Roy and Revelation and the Gospel Legends did records together in the studio, and when they did shows together, they sing them like they did today. It's just a thought, because collaboration is important in music in general. And to be honest, if I go a layer deeper, collaboration is super, super important amongst our community in this political climate. Joining forces is kind of urgent. It's urgent that we join forces. It's like very, very important if we want to see significant shifts in economics, culture, life, music. Like collaboration is like kind of like the every man for himself thing is not gonna work when you have people in other genres, people of other ethnicities coming together. Y'all get what I'm saying. I ain't trying to get kicked off of the social medias for, you know, if you've been paying attention, you know you can't just say anything. And I can't just say anything. So y'all got to read between the lines. It's important that we come together, music and outside of music. And seeing the homegoing celebration today, witnessing that was just like, imagine this energy, this collaboration at a concert. Imagine having this mind and this spirit serving people who love the genre. It's things like that that creates a different value. It creates a different value. And one thing I'm learning is to desire or expect to be invested in when the value isn't there. It's a setup for disappointment. What am I saying? If you're not doing your best, if you're not prioritizing serving, if you're not doing it in love, if you're not integral, the expectation for people to show up and pay money is kind of like crazy to even desire or expect that. It is insane. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about or point out concerning collaboration. Yesterday or the day before, I shared a hilarious video of the Tones, formerly known as the Hamiltones, with the comedian Tim Shropshire. Yeah, I think I'm saying his name right. Let me make sure. The comedian. Let me make sure. Yes, comedian Tim Shropshire. Him and the Tones did a hilarious like quartet on the way to the concert skit, and it showed them getting a flat tire and going to Bojangles or eating Bojangles and like practicing their vocals. Tim is a comedian. The Tones are a R&B soul group with deep roots in quartet. So let's talk about it. Collaboration. Them collaborating with a comedian that also loves quartet. If I'm not mistaken, he's from the Carolinas. Collaborating with the comedian to make that content was super fire. And here's the punchline, because I mentioned this before. That funny piece of content was a video to promote a date that they're going to be together. And remember a couple of lives ago when I said, don't just post flyers because people ain't going to see it. Don't just post flyers because people ain't going to see it. Create engaging content. So when you first watch that content, if you're a quartet person, it's hilarious because of the accuracy. If you're not, it's still funny if you love the Tones or Tim. And then when you get to the end, you realize like, hey, on this day, come to this venue. And it's like more people are going to see that video than they would if Tim or the Tones just posted a flyer. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Also, for the Tones to be collaborating with a comedian is another gem. It's like, as artists, we have to look for creatives that are adjacent to us with audiences that may overlap. If you follow Tim, you know Tim be in his house playing gospel music. He be playing quartet music, Lee Williams, all that. He love the Echo Airs. So it's like, there are people who love Tim that love quartet. So Hamilton's having roots in quartet, collaborating with him, even though Tim is not an artist, makes sense. So if Tim is super popping and he's doing dates as a comedian and they selling out, and the Tones are doing those comedy shows with him, bruh, that's a cheat code. So it's like quartet groups, it's like, are there any comedians in the space that you know of? Like, know what I'm saying? Are there any preachers that's running revivals that you can team up with? We don't always just have to think in terms of Saturday and Sunday quartet gigs. You know what I'm saying? Packages, 50 million groups. It don't just have to be that. But you have to like think outside the box. So that collaboration is one to be studied. That piece of content is one to be studied because it was the gateway to promote a show. But they didn't just start out saying, come to this show. Know what I'm saying? We have to be very, very strategic. Or people like won't see it. They'll scroll right past it. They'll scroll right past it. And also because it's 2025, as artists, you're automatically content creators too. And content is just as important as the music, because without the content, people won't be aware of the music. They won't know the music exists unless you create content that gets people's attention and then use that content to drive them to listen to your music. Yes, Tam, be different to bring your audience. Be different to bring your audience. And you can't be afraid. Here's the thing about that. Like, we're living in a day now where there's so many people who don't know that they like your music or art until you present it to them. So there's an opportunity to expand into places, regions, states, cities, countries. There's an opportunity to reach countries. Y'all, my ear itching, my fault. There's an opportunity to reach other countries than America. Jazz, what's goody? And it's like, we got to be present. Don't be afraid, just create. Yes, Tam. Don't be afraid, just create. And it's like, every piece of content that you create and post is another opportunity to grow. It's another opportunity to be made aware of by people who do or don't know you. And that the tones in Tim Shropshire content was just gold. Like I said, seeing everybody at Spencer Taylor's home going today was like, woo, imagine this. Imagine this. Imagine imagine Pastor Tim and Yancey having a record together. Imagine them doing a record together. Sheesh. Imagine them doing a record together. I ain't gonna say what I was thinking because I had a whole situation just pop in my head. Tam said, as a content creator, you have to be consistent. Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the thing. There are ways to be consistent without it being overwhelming. You just got to have a team and a strategy. And you kind of got to create the plan and write it down. And even with your songs, like, look at songs you want to release, and you got to create content strategies and rollout campaigns around the music, and it all has to like line up, and you just got to find people and sit with them and strategize before you execute. And if you do that, you can create a plan that will allow you to show up consistently online, even if you, the group, even if you, the artist, only have you may okay. You, the artist, you, the group, you can record a bunch of content in 4 to 7 days that lasts you 6 months, and it only took you those 4 to 7 days to make it. See what I'm saying? If you got a strategy and you knowing what you're going to film and why you're going to film it, you're lining up your content pieces with your music releases. And don't be afraid to mix it up either, because there are artists, there are groups, there are lead singers with so many gifts and talents outside of the singing that would bring awareness to the singing faster than the singing will. You have gifts and talents that if you were to display them, they would bring awareness to the music faster than the singing will. And in some cases more. Whether it be comedy, whether it be preaching, whether it be just your story, conversing with people. It's like giving nuggets. There's so many things that you can do to make people aware that you exist, and then you can lead those people to your music. Yes, Tam, get your gifts out of the box. Get your gifts out of the box. That's so good. Get your gifts out of the box. Exactly. I know we have certain frameworks, certain ideas for ourselves. My wife has been, for the last 48 hours, my wife has been on me to, because at the end of the day, we can't plan beyond what we see for ourselves. So like my plans and my goals are only going to be, they're only going to be as extravagant as my belief in myself. So if I don't see myself as much, I'm going to have very, very little plans. If I don't see myself going far, I'm going to have very, very, very low expectations. And I'm robbing myself. And she been talking to me to make sure I don't rob myself. Straight like that. And I don't want you guys to rob yourselves either. Collaboration is greater than competition. Content is super important. Displaying all of your gifts and talents and abilities can create opportunities that you didn't even know existed. She does, Tam, a lot. When I want to hear it and when I don't want to hear it. Look at her. Sometimes I'm cool with hearing it, sometimes I ain't. But yeah, guys, get out that box. You gotta believe. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in what God is able to do, and shoot for the stars. I mean, like aim to like far, like plan far, like act as if the craziest, greatest, biggest thing gonna happen. You have to see yourself that way, or you're not gonna plan that way. And if you don't plan that way, you can't execute that way. So, could it be that the money you spend or don't spend to invest in your group and the execution of lack of execution comes from the fact that you don't see much? You don't see much or believe much. So, that makes a little more sense. That makes a little more sense. It don't take all that. Come on now, shoot past the stars. Act like those jokers don't exist. Right. It don't take all that. I ain't spending all that money. I ain't finna be making a bunch of content. You're basically saying, I don't believe that I'll be much